So we're going to spend a little time talking about tuning. You need a tuner. I have a list of free apps. I like to use one with the dial here. We can also find a tuner. They all have pitch to it. But for our purposes, I like the dial. It's very important that we just start practicing doing this so that we overcome our fear of breaking a string. E string is probably the scariest, just because it's already so tight. First thing, you want to be sitting down. You want to be able to secure the violin well between your knees. And you want to get really good at plucking, holding onto the violin, or cello, or viola, and plucking with your thumb. We want to be able to do this with both of our hands. So you secure by the neck and the body, and you practice plucking with your thumb. First of all, fine tuners. If you have fine tuners, then your life is a lot easier. For the fine tuners, lefty loosey, righty tighty, or counterclockwise is lower, looser, clockwise is tighter or higher. Keep plucking until my tuner says A, and now let's get it in the green. So it's just important to keep plucking so that you don't go too far above or below. Now the big problem happens when the string gets very loose and the fine tuners won't do anything. So here we go. This is what we need to do. If this peg is loose and it doesn't even work at all, the fine tuner won't help us. This is where it becomes very, very important to be able to go slowly and be patient. So I secure that violin. Here's my A peg. It's on my right side. So I'm going to secure the instrument with my left hand around the neck, leaving my thumb free to pluck. Obviously I can't pluck anything right now. So what's very important now is that this hand is giving force this way to the fingerboard, while this hand, as we turn up, is giving force this way. So the hands are helping to make this peg stick. If we simply just try to turn it up, then it may slip down. It may not stick by itself, which is why when we turn up, we have to turn in. So it's almost like we're turning diagonally. You don't need to turn at all anything big. I'm just turning tiny, tiny, tiny millimeters. So now here's where it becomes very important to keep plucking as I turn very slowly, very slowly. And as I'm getting higher, I'm also pushing in this way with my left hand and pushing in this way with my right hand, so that I'm allowing it to stick. Okay, we're getting there little by little, little by little. Okay, I'm at G, F, G flat, so I'm really close to A, but I'm going to keep pressing this way because I'm getting closer, getting closer. Gonna keep plucking closer. Ooh, I'm almost there. Okay, I'm almost there. And at this point, since I'm in the ballpark with the A, that's when I would want to go to my fine tuner and finish the job with my fine tuner. But you may not have a fine tuner, so we're just going to keep going. Now, you might get to a point where it's too stuck. Maybe it's too stuck and you can't go any more. So we simply just relax the pressure a little bit. You can turn it looser just in order to start to get it to go back again. So if it's stuck to go this way, then give yourself a little loosening so that you can ramp it back up again. So now I'm a little too sharp. I could use my fine tuner to go down, or I can just keep training myself. Pretty good. Oh, there we go. The biggest point is that we do not go too far. The string has enough tension to be able to maybe go a half a step or a whole step above where you need to go. But if you randomly just turn it really hard, the string will break. It's very important that you're using some kind of a tuner, whether or not it's with sound. So I could do the same thing. I go slowly, keep plucking, and you hear how it's getting close? Ah, there we go. And I'm in tune. Now, if you get to that point and it keeps slipping, that means that you're not pushing in hard enough, and also here. Now, if we have a lower D or G, or on the viola, a G or C string, then we have to just do it opposite. We need to get used to holding the instrument in our other hand and practicing our plucking with our thumb, because that's very important. So let's say my lowest string is too low. Okay? You open up the case and the string just is completely wrong, and there's no chance for a fine tuner, so we must use this. And as the pitch goes up, it sounds like it's getting more intense, and you might be scared that the string will break. The string will not break unless you go very far over the target goal. So my target is G. G flat. I'm getting there. There we go. You just have to play around with it a little bit. The whole distance that I went was only from about there to there. That's it. There to there. If you just turn it really hard, it will break. For the A string, I only went from about there to here. There to here. So it's quarters of turns. So here we go. A flat, I'm flat. So I'm gonna brace here, and use my force this way. Keep plucking, little high. And this is where, if you have a fine tuner, I would lower it a little bit. And I give myself a little loosening so that I can push up, so the E string can be a little scary. But again, I'm lowering it little by little, little. Always plucking and tiny turns. It's important to just not panic, but it's very important that you don't move too far. And before you try, get used to both hands grabbing here and plucking with your thumb. Oop, that's flat. So I'm going to push it this way while I turn up, so that the force is going like this, while I push in with my right hand this way.